Welcome back, awesome Action Toy fans and subscribers. Yes, it is T-Day, Tyranid Day. Today is Thursday, the 30th of May, 2024. And today I had a big box of JoyToy stuff come in. That was it shown in my toy haul video. Happy days. And I've got my first lot of Tyranids. Now I've got another 2 of these coming. And I think it's 4 box sets of 3 of these. So hopefully that will be, and not just singles. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'll get my 4 box sets of 3s. That's going to make 12 plus 1, 13, which is a nice number for Skaven. Anyway, these look fantastic. Really looking forward to these, and lots of people, even who are not into 40k or 40k figures, are looking forward to these because they work well as just horrible aliens anyway in their own universes. So the Hive Fleet Leviathan Termagant with Flesh Borer, or is it Termagant? I don't know. Looks really nice on the colouring, but obviously this is a promo picture. Details look great. We've got to see what it's like on the back. It looks like the gun is part of the hand, and it comes with 2 tongues, or the gun's attached to the hand permanently. Then we've got the Tyranid warrior with bone swords, who's 14.3, so he's a big boy. A big sticking out tongue there. He's got his 2 arms with those sort of, I'll call them sword spikes on. And the rest of the figure here looks fantastic. Okay, I'm going to pause this, set them up. I'll be back in an instant. Do stay tuned. Here we go. They do look really, really good. It's not all, you know, songs of praise and whatnot. There's a couple of minor things, particularly with the Termagant, or Termagant, however you pronounce that. But they just look fantastic. And it's so nice to have more Xenos, you know, not just the Tau and the Orcs. So this is really, really nice to have. Really nice looking figures. So accessories, they both come with the clear round base. The Termagant comes with 2 tongues, one I've got in, the big one and the short one here. And the Tyranid warrior comes with 2 swords, one he's holding, the other one is here. And a long tongue that shoots out, which is in his mouth there. Please consider joining the Patreon, link on the top right screen now. You can see all the videos before they're published on YouTube. Exclusive content from time to time, and prize draws from time to time too, including one happening in June, which is only like, what, 2 days away now. Well, June is not the prize draw. It's worth checking out, free for 7 days. No obligation to pay, no obligation to join, so it's worth looking at that. Okay, let's get a close look. So good news, the gun is not part of the hand. It comes separate. You can actually take it out. Do that in a second. The inking is nice. There's no sort of highlighting, dry brushing, but that would really add to it if you did that yourself. Am I telling a lie? It looks like there might be a touch on the purple, sort of that dark purple on these scales in the back there. And these are just crying out for you customizers to take parts and make your own creations and creatures as well, especially when the free pack is properly out, because then you can have lots of spares unless you're army building these. And the Tyranid warrior, I'll probably zoom out a little bit for this one. Get that out of the way. Again, you see that this little hole is where his sword plugs into. This is a good basis for starting on a vermin lord for fantasy Skaven, those feet and whatnot. Anyway, I'm just Skaven fanboy, that's what I'm saying now. Great looking on the back again. Very cool. So if I take this gun out, you'll see exactly what I mean. Just the hand comes there. I've got the thumb going to a little hole in the gun there. This will come out here, and you can just unplug it from the little tube on his arm. So if you're not into 40k, you just want some aliens, you can cut off that little tube there if you want. And you've got yourself a nice looking, sort of a freaky looking alien. Get a better look there like that. Very, very cool. Like that a lot. Likewise with the sword on a Tyranid warrior, it plugs into his little wrist socket pocket, I guess. You can take out the sword from there. Okay, let's get a look at articulation. Now, my issue is that this is quite hard to articulate and not have the gun supporting it, you know, so you need to have practice. Really, they should put another joint in the tail so it can go further back. It does bend a bit, but if that went further back, you could get a far more upright sort of look. Now, this is fantastic for customizers because the head just comes off, and you've got this really nice head you can put to different bodies. And it's a very similar peg system to the Boss Fight Studios and whatnot. Not sure if it's a compatible size. Maybe look at that a bit later. The tongue plugs in right at the back, so I had a bit of a time trying to find the little hole there, but it's right at the back. So articulation, yes, the jaw opens and closes a lot more if you don't have a tongue in there. Head is left, right, up, down, side to side. The neck is up, down, side to side, and it can turn as well. Arms don't go around because other arms get in the way. Well, I said do go around, don't really get in the way. You're not getting much on the lateral raise. You're getting sort of under 90 because that sort of does impede the articulation a little. Bicep, you're getting under 90 again. Hand, I think, yeah, you're getting rotation on this one. I can't see much else there. And it's a ball joint hand on both, so there is more movement there. These ones will go all the way around. These other claw arms. Outwards again, slightly under 90. Bicep bend is approaching 90. I don't see that. Oh, there's articulation here too. Fantastic. So you can bend the claw like that, and you can probably, I'll imagine, yeah, turn from that joint too. There is a trunk, which has good all-round motion. There is a waist, which has its own articulation too. Hips go out a little bit. Forwards is fantastic, as you expect. Backwards is fantastic. You've got a knee bend, but that joint is too loose. It needs to be tighter. And you should have a small, yeah, very small foot joint too. Y and Z, not left and right. Xeno, and no, Xeno's is NX. But these are great. I mean, you're into your sci-fi stuff, not into Warhammer. Into sci-fi stuff, you've got loads of potential for an alien infestation and whatnot, and they just look great, these little claw arms too. But they can't stand up on their hind legs unless you have them sort of leaning backwards like that, which looks a bit pants, but it's, you know, it's acceptable. If we go to our Termagant warrior, he's flipping the bird with his finger there, which is pretty cool. But okay, so let's take out that tongue. His head, so his jaw is closed. So up, down, very nice. Side to side, not really, and he can turn. It's quite a long one. And his shoulders won't go all around because there's I'll put a bulge in the armour there. Does go out to the side, but not 90. The bicep bends to about 90 degrees, so that's pretty good. The hands again on the same ball joint, but because of the sculpting, you're losing a lot of motion there. Other arms can go all around and nothing's in the way. Then the outwards again is under 90. Bicep is the same again, and the wrist has probably slightly more motion than the other upper arm, I would say. He has his separate trunk, so really good side to side, forwards, backwards, and turn. The waist, you can see this section here. Forwards, backwards, side to side, and turn. So together, his forwards is great. That's no legs being used there. Backwards and side to side are great. With his legs, you know, he can drive the car, you know. So legs, full splits on the front as we expect. Outwards is much further than his smaller cousin there. He has a bend here which is really tight, another bend here, and he's got a foot joint, and his joints are so tight. Now what I forgot to mention on the Termagant and this one is they do have tail articulation. This one's okay because his legs are so long, he can stand up very nicely. And then this one is at the top, but one more joint would have made it slightly easier to pose, and his joints are much looser in comparison. Now I will stand him up leaning against his tail just for the height measurement in a second. And I'll get this guy standing as tall as I can get him without spending too long on wasting your valuable time. Okay, that's about tall as you'll go. Okay. Great thing is, he can lean on his tail and still look good. Come on. Let's do it from the side. There we go. Okay, so let's get an idea of their height. Get a little zoom. There we go. So I said 10 of these one. I'm getting these. And this one is just under inches is about 16 and a bit cm. O's like how they will go. Both perhaps now. Maybe I should do more perhaps. Very quickly. That keeps wanting to fall down once. It's like, heavy on the ground. Hey. It's annoying. There we go, that'll do for now. He can leap without his tail. It takes a bit of practice because his feet surface areas go. But he has to go as small as the length of his tail. Go from small to a medium captain list. I think that link to that video on top of the you can see that he is dwarf. Yeah, he's do. If we go for the ultramarine, the new stand DM side. Yeah, Tyranid where still towers. And then for a F-wing Termagant, and get a nice. Then I'll use and figures of people expressed interest in for their own universe and use my acid rain rod new room. Let's get action figures with a forward just for act. We're gonna look with just different universe. Two fantastic figures, the Termagant. It's a bit unlike perhaps not like does look fantastic and just looking forward. Or especially subscribe of the you can see that he is dwarf. Yeah, he's do. If we go for the ultramarine, the new stand DM side. Yeah, Tyranid where still towers. And then for a F-wing Termagant, and get a nice. Then I'll use and figures of people expressed interest in for their own universe and use my acid rain rod new room. Let's get action figures with a forward just for act. We're gonna look with just different universe. Two fantastic figures, the Termagant. It's a bit unlike perhaps not like does look fantastic and just looking forward. Or especially subscribe. Use and figures of people expressed interest in for their own universe and use my acid rain rod new room. Let's get action figures with a forward just for act. We're gonna look with just different universe. Two fantastic figures, the Termagant. It's a bit unlike perhaps not like does look fantastic and just looking forward. Or especially subscribe. Two fantastic figures, the Termagant. It's a bit unlike perhaps not like does look fantastic and just looking forward. Or especially subscribe. Fantastic and just looking forward. Or especially subscribe. Or especially subscribe.